How's it going, everybody? It's your boy, Sake. And today, another solo leveling video. Now, this time it's a little bit more different. I'm actually going to be covering an origin story from solo leveling, discussing Sung Jinwoo, the protagonist of solo leveling. How does one become one of the most weakest of all the weakest being the most strongest being of all beings? Well, that's Sung Jinwoo right now. If you guys enjoy my content, please sure to like, comment, and share this video across social media if you can, and also subscribe if you are new to my channel. And don't forget to also follow me on all types of social media platforms there is, such as Twitter, Instagram, and vice versa, as well as joining my Discord servers. Now, with that being said, let's get further ado to discussing and breaking down the origin story of the protagonist of solo leveling, Sung Jinwoo. Now, Sung Jinwoo is one of the most weakest of all the weakest. He is like literally the most weakest hunter of all the hunters in solo leveling. And what are hunters? Hunters are in this story of solo leveling, one of the most powerful, most, I guess you can say, a law enforcement company. Law enforcement to take down like magical beasts and monsters that come from these magical portals known as gates. And these hunters go into these gates to raid these powerful dungeons where they have the magical beasts and stuff like that. And after they beat the boss and all that stuff like that, the gate will close and never like open up again. And this has been going on for years in the lore of solo leveling. And Jinwoo, who was awakened to his hunter powers and decided to become a hunter, he was the weakest of them all. He always got fucked up, being bashed, bruised by just doing the littlest of all the littlest things. And one day, that fate had changed. By going into one raid, which was a double dungeon, which pretty much there was like another dungeon inside of a dungeon, inside of a gate that they was raiding. The leader of Sung Jinwoo's little raid team party entered the double dungeon, and together they pretty much discovered a little area room where pretty much there was a whole bunch of statues and stuff like that. And as soon as they entered that dungeon, the doors completely closed. And Jinwoo and the rest of his raid party was literally stuck in a room filled with traps, booby traps, and anything lack thereof with the statues that will literally kill them on sight if they ever move or if they ever try to find some type of way of escaping the dungeon. Jinwoo was literally the smartest of the bunch, even though he was the weakest, found out the secret and gimmicks of how these traps was placed, set up, and as well as the meaning behind what was going on in the dungeon. And I'm gonna be real with you, a lot of Jinwoo's like comrades and people in his party literally lost their lives during this whole dungeon crisis. The remaining few, after there was about to go to this final trial in the dungeon where they would have to prove their worth by literally standing at an altar, literally surrounded by the statues that was ready to kill them on sight. However, the door finally opened from that dungeon, and everybody, including all of Jinwoo's party members and friends and close people that he knew, literally left without him. Only Jinwoo himself was the only person that stayed behind at that altar, ready to fight for himself against a whole bunch of statues that is ready to enclose on his position and literally kill my mans. Bruised, battered, and bloodied, and have only one leg to stand on, Jinwoo prepares himself for literally a fight of his life as the statues enclose on his position and is ready to kill him. Jinwoo literally stands no chance as he's literally butchered and literally stabbed and flung all the way around the altar and literally about to bleed out. And as he is literally passing through the afterlife and is about to remember all the memories that he's been through, everything that has led him up to this point, he wishes for one more chance, just a second chance at life, for things to be better. And then suddenly, a pop-up window shows up in his face and it tells him that he meets all requirements for a secret quest. And with that, he is now qualified to become this player. And if he accepts, he will pretty much be able to live one more time. And if he doesn't accept it, he will pretty much stop, his heart will pretty much will stop beating and shit. So, without any hesitation, Sung immediately becomes this player and is overflowed and is just filled with so much energy that a flash of light just engulfs the entire dungeon room and all of its statues. Second, Jinwoo wakes up, he is literally in a hospital bed, literally thinking that if all this was a dream. However, as soon as two dudes in a black suit show up and tell him that everything that happened, that he was in the double dungeon and everyone, all those have been survived, and he was asleep for 3 whole days. Everyone that pretty much survived, they pretty much have gone through most trauma, such as a B rank healer and one of his mentors who lost a complete arm. But unlike all the other hunters, their bodies and other stuff like that, those are pretty much still left in that fucking dungeon as we speak, and vice versa. And though everything looks completely normal, that pretty much everything's completely back to the way it used to be, Sung is still pretty much recuperating in the hospital bed. One thing has certainly changed in his life. The pop-up window that is literally telling him a certain amount of quests and certain amount of abilities and certain amount of things that he needs to accomplish in order to become this player in this little game. So, at first, Sung was reluctant to do these daily quests that it was giving him, such as 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 stuff like that, and a 10-kilometer run and shit like that. But after suffering a penalty for not doing this shit, Sung literally decides to do all of these daily quests back to back, no matter what, and he gets some bulk on him. All right, he gets some bulk, and he starts developing and going into these instant dungeons. That's like literally outside from the hunter's little like gate portal shit they pretty much go into normally when there's like a big ass fucking portal out of the fucking city and shit like that. He just has like this one freaking key that will like open anywhere, literally anywhere in the freaking city of Seoul, which is where this freaking this whole thing takes place. As Jinwoo literally puts the key into anywhere, he literally opens the instant dungeon, and this is where his grind to level up into being a most powerful hunter ever. As Jinwoo is facing a whole bunch of trials and vice versa, he gradually levels himself up, becoming better, becoming faster, becoming stronger than what he originally was. No longer is he literally an E-rank hunter. He gradually goes from E rank to C rank to B rank to A rank to the highest rank possible of the hunters, S rank. He is literally training himself, and through all this training, he is just gradually leveling up through experience and through knowledge and through strength and prowess. And his whole thing just like he just becomes no longer is he like the weak E rank that he was once before. Now he's like a full-fledged, powerful hunter, like something out of fucking One Punch Man. Literally, like, he's literally like fucking Saitama, but literally gradually getting stronger as time freaking progresses. Stronger, his strength is being recognized and start to gradually gain fame as he's gradually getting stronger. Through 3 events that transpired in his life that was very major that he was a part of. One was during a freaking dungeon, gate dungeon, where pretty much he was like, you know, with a strike squad of hunters, and these strike squad of hunters was actually like came in with malicious intent to actually kill Sung and another dude who is a literally son of an actual like billionaire playboy who pretty much like is building like a whole bunch of construction sites thereof. And without any hesitation, and realizing that there's only one thing left to do but to survive, Sung literally slashes out at his transgressors and awakens to the demon power within him and just goes completely fucking nuts. Literally slashes and kills dozens of hunters in an instant without any like struggle. He does it with complete ease. And this actually gets him into complete trouble with an S rank hunter who is relatively known to kill other hunters. The second incident that transpired that Sung literally participated in was actually teaming up with his old like teammates during the double dungeon incident by fighting this dude who is literally from the Hunters Association surveillance team, and that has like a bloodthirsty lust to kill not just magic beasts in a dungeon, but actual hunters. And Jinwoo, at first, he had trouble keeping up with this surveillance team hunter, but with time and perseverance, and with how Jinwoo was like learning as he was fighting with this assassin type hunter, Jinwoo literally wins by putting this man into a genjutsu and literally stabbing him in the heart, instantly killing this dude. The third and ultimately the crazy incident that transpired ever, and this is when actually that his name started to get some traction, is when Sung was literally trapped in a rank gate, a red gate that pretty much like trapped my man along with a bunch of other squads in a dungeon, where pretty much that if they had no choice but to literally kill the boss in order for them to freaking escape. And Sung, with his new ability, which is Necromancer or Shadow something, he was able to not only recruit a undead army to his disposal, but he was gradually getting stronger as time progresses, and he ultimately got the win easily. And Sung just again levels up as usual through every fight he comes across. After those 3 incidents, like, Jinwoo decides to go through a re-evaluation to his skills as a hunter. And surprise, surprise, it turned out to be higher than anything else that any of the people was able to measure this shit. Like, he was possibly even above and beyond an S rank by that point. And when people caught wind of Jinwoo as an S rank and gradually getting stronger as every time passes, many hunter guilds and vice versa tries to like find some way to get this man to join their squad, literally. But before Jinwoo got his X rank license pass, his official S rank license pass, because he was still considered an E rank throughout the majority of the Hunter Association. Before he finally reevaluated himself and became be well known to the world as an S rank instead of an E rank, there was one final incident that happened before he finally got the S rank license pass, and that was a freaking strike squad event that happened where he was took a part-time job as a miner, and he was mining up crystals and vice versa in the dungeon. After the strike squad literally took care of all the magic beasts in there, and not the boss, because they decided to leave the boss in sleep mode until after the boss has been killed. What I'm saying, they don't have to worry about mining, have to hurry their ass up to mine shit. But anyways, shit. What was I saying? Yes. During this strike squad in particular, Jinwoo was just participating in order to just be the back line, carrying the bags and stuff, and vice versa. While also trying to keep his cover on the down low, because he did not want to let anyone know that he was above E rank, or let alone an S rank, vice versa. However, things go to shit show, as it's later to be known that in the gate that they were supposed to be going into, which was pretty much a C rank, it was pretty much easy peasy lemon squeezy, turned out to be damn near almost S rank, as it turns out the gate that they went into was filled with high orcs. High powerful orcs in that fucking dungeon. Jinwoo, literally realizing that the danger was fucking dire, he decides to pull out the ultimate saucy clutch in history and literally take care of all of the magic beasts and all of the high orcs in that area, saving the strike squad indefinitely. And after that, my man, Song got a lot of sauce with him. You don't know cap, bruh. This man he's just a full-blown Chad. He got hot, he got hella females, bro. Just simping for my mans, bro. My man's just he just getting waifus left and right. He just and he ain't even trying, So, pretty much he got his X rank class and he decides to go into another instant dungeon, level up, grind, do all that, right? And after he finally gets back, he realized there was another event that he has to participate, or wants to participate. And that was the raid to Jinwoo Island. The raid of Jinwoo Island was pretty much a raid that happened years ago that they decided to bring back because of the ill-forgotten fate of what's been happening. That during a whole raid years ago, they pretty much wanted to eradicate all the magic beasts there. It was probably the first ever event where hunters and magic beasts were first ever implemented and stuff, vice versa. But the operation almost went to a complete failure. They decided to leave Jinwoo Island as it is because obviously the whole place is inhabited now, or so they thought. Apparently, on Jinwoo Island, there is a race of powerful fucking ants that came from a gate long time ago, and they are literally populating that fucking island and actually making their way to the mainland. The hunters of Japan took wind of this and decided to team up with Koreans hunters so they can subdue the threat. Korean agrees, and pretty much they bring in their best hunters around, and Sung was also supposed to participate in this raid. However, after everything that's been happening to him, and finally he was able to complete his long-awaited dream of trying to pretty much bring back his mother from a comatose state, for 4 years, he decides to not probably not join the raid, you know what I'm saying? Just like stay still, watch how things plays out while he's protecting his mom, see how she's doing, and buy stuff like that. Anyways, the raid happens. It almost looks like it's a complete success. Japan looks like they're pretty much on the win. They're pretty much handling the distraction, while South Korean's hunters go in and literally attack it from the inside and to attack the queen and kill it. But both Japan and South Korea both doubted one thing, that there was one ant in particular, a magic powerful ant in particular, that was actually even powerful than the fucking queen. And that fucking ant in particular is so legitimately powerful. It literally mopped the floor with all of the S-rank hunters of South Korea and literally legitimately killed almost all of the S-rank Japan S-rank hunters. Even the leader of the Japan S-rank, which was pretty much rumored to be the most powerful S-rank in the world, literally got killed by this fucking ant. Sung Jinwoo realizes the situation is dire. He makes his way with the instant of teleportation to Jeju Island and literally fight this fucking ant. Though it looked like the two were evenly matched between abilities and vice versa, Jinwoo looks like he just overpowered this ant completely on all fronts. As Jinwoo's literally just effortlessly just literally attacking, deflecting, and being on par with this freaking ant. Almost realizing that somehow, in some way, shape, or form, Jinwoo's naive, he's legitimately holding back. The ant tries to flee as far away as possible, but Jinwoo catches him right before he escapes and literally goes on the attack and literally kills him, mutilates him, everything, and officially demolishes the fucking ant completely. The events of the Jeju raid, Sung goes back to doing what he does. Literally grinding, leveling up, and becoming even stronger than ever before, and gradually increasing his shadow army. And being a complete, total badass. That's pretty much the origin story of Sung Jinwoo, from his beginnings all the way up to the end of season 1. Now, there's a lot of other stuff that has to be considered in what's going on in season 2, but with how season 2 already, she's just tired, man. Seeing how season 2 already just started and all that stuff, I'm waiting for it to catch up, and then I'll probably break it down for you guys what's actually going on. But anyways, that's pretty much the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, comment down below, share this video across social media if you can, and subscribe if you are new to my channel. If there's any other webtoon comics or any comics that you want me to cover, any manhwas, anything, I will cover it. Let me know. Tell me the name of the comic and I will cover it. As always, this is PlayASight signing out. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching.